Welcome back, and I am in Singapore. So I'm going to cook one of the most famous dishes, chili crab. Now I've got hold of these incredible mud crabs from Sri Lanka, and I'm going to treat them with respect. I've got 4 of them, they're 4 big boys. I'm going to be cooking for 8 of my closest friends and family here in Chun Tsubaki, a creative studio in Singapore, and they kindly lent me this incredible studio to film this episode. So I better not f it up. These are the traditional crabs that they use here for the chili crab dish. If you don't have access to these mud crabs, because they are unique to the Southeast Asia region, then you could use brown crabs like I do in England, or you could use soft shell crab. Now, if you are squeamish, please skip to the next chapter because I am going to dispatch these crabs. Come on, you can come up here and see. It's a life lesson. Yeah, this is food. Yeah, so it's sleeping. So I'm going to pull this back. This is a special step for you. So I'm going to put the knife here. Now we only use knives when there's adults. Now
He's dead.
He's not dead yet. They just can't move now. Yeah?
But why his eyes are still open?
Because the eyes stick out of their body. See how quickly I did that? It means now they're sleeping in crab heaven and we can enjoy the heavenly meat. Look at the size of this claw, it's so big. It's like the size of my hand. The thing is with these mud crabs, they have these spikes on them, which makes them really, 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 really sharp. Okay, so we dispatched the crabs. Now it's on to making the spice paste, also known as the rempah. Now, we've got some red chilies, some peeled shallots. Now, these are small Asian shallots. These are actually quite fiery. Some peeled garlic. Now, I picked up all of these ingredients when I was in the wet market at 6 a.m. this morning. So this is fresh as it can get. My dear auntie from the market peeled them for us. So I'm cooking for Singaporeans today, so I'm going to add in some chili paddy, also known as third side chilies. These pack a punch. So I'm going to use a fair few. Again, it's up to you how spicy you'd like to make your chili crab sauce. That is going to form our rempah, the base for the chili crab. Blend it together with a little bit of water. So all nicely smooth, perfect. Right, it's time to start cooking it all together. Let's heat up the wok. I just got some brown oil heating up in the wok, and I'm gonna take my rempah. Come have a look. Look at that. I'm gonna keep this cooking for a couple of minutes, keeping it moving so it's not burning or catching. But you want to cook that garlic, you want to cook that rempah out so you don't have that raw garlic, shallot and chili flavour. Otherwise it just gets completely bitter and ruins your chili crab. And then I've got a bunch of unhappy Singaporeans, which I cannot and will not allow to happen. Tell you what, I'm going to add a bit more in because we're making a lot of chili crab lah. When we were at Main during the pandemic, you guys in London love chili crab. We had to make, I remember our record was doing 60 chili crab in one day. I kid you not, my fridge was alive. But you couldn't get enough of it because during lockdown, we couldn't travel to places like Singapore and get the chili crab from the hawkers. So I brought it to you guys. So maybe I should bring it back for next year on one special date. Let me know in the comments whether you think that would be a good idea or not, if you're in London. Also, leave me a comment if you've been to Singapore and you tried this dish. What's your thoughts? I'd love to hear your stories. Can you handle the heat? It's not catching, it's not burning. Now, the beautiful thing about chili crab, in my opinion, is it captures so much umami from the crab, but it's also got sourness, it's got saltiness, it's got sweetness, and it's got spiciness. So it's got all the perfect balance, I think, that you should get in a dish. And I'm going to do this in 2 batches because this is a lot of crab. First off, I've got the bodies, so they're going to go in next. Alrighty, so I'm putting the crabs in. We're gonna coat them really nicely in that rempah and just gonna cook them out for a couple of minutes. Let's go in with a bit more body. This is a nice big wok, so it can handle quite a lot. I'm putting a lot of rempah in there. Here we go. But don't put the heads of the crabs in yet, and I'll show you why. And if you can notice, I've cracked the claws and cut the bodies into smaller pieces to make it much easier when you're eating the crab later on. Because when the crabs cook, the shell does harden a bit. Right, the next part is the fermented soybeans. This is really unique to this dish, so do try to find it. I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons in because I'm making quite a generous portion here. And of course, seasonings, sugar. That was a big lump. Let's turn that down because I smell that catching. Bit of salt. Touch of chili powder. I'm not going to use my fingers for that because I know this stuff is fire from the market. Touch of pepper. Now, when in Singapore, I'm going to use Singaporean ingredients. So for tomato sauce, I got some Maggi. Give it a good slap on the back. There we go. That sounds naughty. I got some sesame oil. Lovely. I'm gonna give that a real good stir. Right, and as that's heating up, I pre-made yesterday some chicken stock at home. So this is just chicken bones that I boiled with some pandan, garlic, shallots, ginger, just to get a really fresh chicken flavour. Again, just went to the wet markets yesterday and got all these ingredients. Didn't go to the supermarket, went to a wet market. I'll explain in another video why wet markets are so important to me and this country. So I'm adding enough chicken stock to cover just enough of these crabs and to make that beautiful sauce. So you're basically combining all those lovely flavors together. Right, it's got that chicken stock in. I'm gonna bring that up to a gentle simmer. I'm gonna take the crab heads that we reserved earlier and just place them on the top, like so. And that's because you've got this lovely head meat, brown meat that you have in the crabs. And then cover it with a lid and let that just steam through and cook through the meat for about, depending on the size of your crabs, so 5-10 minutes. I don't know if you've got giant monsters, 15. And so let's make the corn flour egg slurry mix that's going to make that chili crab sauce so unique and special. It's going to thicken it. It's going to get those strings of egg that makes chili crab so delicious. So in a bowl, whisk in some eggs. I think for this amount, I'm going to use about 3. And I've made a corn flour slurry. I'm just going to add those all together. I'm going to wait for that to steam through a bit more. So I'm just going to do some garnish to finish the chili crab. I'm going to make some julienne chili, which I like to add in at the end of the chili crab. It's just my preference. But also, we've got some beautiful spring onions and just slice through. And some chopped coriander. I'm going to give that a rough chop. Let's go check on my chili crab. Oh, look at that. You know it's cooked when that lovely crab is turned into that beautiful hue. That's what makes mud crabs special. It really doesn't take, like most shellfish, it really doesn't take long to cook them through. But I can see it's changed into that beautiful orange hue. Yeah, and because I cut them into roughly the same sort of size and like volume, I know that that's going to be cooked through. Egg slurry. Now just drop it in like an egg drop. Just wait for that magic to happen. And within literally seconds, you can see that egg and that corn flour thickening that sauce to make that chili crab thick and rich. Look at that, everyone. Holy mackerel, or I should say holy crab. And now we're ready to plate. And I'm waiting for the bit that I'm scared the most, is serve this up to the Singaporeans. Come guys, come guys, come guys. I'm gonna be plating up the chili crab.
Okay, that looks great.
Well, that's first reactions are, first great.
This looks like the ones we see in a restaurant.
Yeah, so
good,
I
right?
went to the wet markets this morning, 6 o'clock, to pick out the crabs.
That is early, wow.
Yeah, so we got this part here. Massive crab, claws.
Big claw. This
Yeah.
is good. It's like 2 crabs?
There's 2 crabs, but I got 4 in total for everyone.
Nice.
Right.
Probably need 1 each.
This is why I saved the heads afterwards, because the heads, because I put that on top, like so, and then coat the entire thing. Thank you so much. Coat it with all of that sauce. And then just to finish it off with a little bit of green, because pretend we're a little healthy, we've got some spring onion and coriander for balance, yeah? Everything's about balance. So this is my Singapore chili crab for the Chun Tsubaki team. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you give this a go at home. Let's enjoy. Let's makan.
Let's go.
Mole.
I like the spicy.
Oh, yes. For me, it's all about, you've got to get a good sauce, so you've got a lot of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Authentic. Now that is the high praise.
So I can taste the crab, like the sauce. Sometimes it gets lost.
These crabs put up a bit of a fight. They were strong.
Yeah.
Not too sweet, that is also high praise. But some are very, very sweet, right?
Overwhelmed by that tomato.
Right, I have pushed myself to do that many chilies. I have pushed myself to do that much chili crab so quickly. But what do you think I should do next week? Leave us a comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe and give us a like, thumbs up, and I'll be in Singapore for a few more days, and so leave me a comment where you think I should visit. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.